All right, well, you have to pardon the audio and everything else for this because I don't have my gimbal with me today as I'm picking up bays. So I wasn't expecting to do content for this, but I figured, you know what, I might as well. So we're gonna do a little bit of content here. Good, bad, and ugly. So I got here, last night, my employee, James, messaged me and was out doing his checking the bays and everything and let me know that bay one was blocked up. So I came out here to work on this today. Took off work a little early today. And in the process, I got here and customer stopped me because the hose was laying on the ground in bay 4. He didn't know until after he turned his put water in, or put money in, turned the water on, started spraying. Looks like somebody broke one of the hoses. One of these, broke one of these swivels. This is a stainless steel. It's actually a clean right value swivel. Broke that, and it was laying on the ground. Probably hung it up on a mirror, but truth be told, it was actually getting near the end of its service life, so I'm not that mad. The swivels and the hoses do have a bit of a life where they wear out. I just had to replace this one about a month ago in bay 1. It was cracked right here, but it actually wore a hole where it was rubbing on the ground. I actually, in this bay only, I have a 15-foot hose. It's kind of a little extra room. People need it, but as you see, it kind of hangs out. But the problem we are here to tackle today is this. So what happened is the trap in the pit, and this is something I talked about in my video that I don't love about this washer, the size of my pits. As you can see, there's dirt, and this trap is stopped up. We had somebody come in here with a lot of junk and didn't clean it up. I'm gonna have to use 2 hands to get that out, so I'll have to do it on video. Long story short, I'm gonna have to go get the pressure washer. There's a drain in here. I'm gonna suck all this water out of it, and then I'm gonna get the pressure washer and run the pressure washer in it. And I've got a 100-foot drain snake we're gonna send that way. It all runs down the wash towards the drain pits, which are located over there. So we're gonna see how that works out. I have a couple options I can work with. One of them being I can use the pressure washer. I also have these hose bladders that may look obscene, but essentially it's a big balloon that you stick on the end of a hose, and you turn the water on, and when you turn the water on, they swell, and then they eventually release their pressure, but they plug the line up. May not be able to use those because I have no clue where the hell I put them. They're somewhere in here. I'm gonna get to it because it's Friday night and my intent was to not be working all evening tonight. So I'm just doing a little casual look around here, checking things. Diesel here is doing okay. I gotta stop and get diesel tonight. That's running a little bit low. We got this whatever we're gonna get coming for the East Coast. I've got pig mats down. As you can see, pump 3 leaks oil like an old Cadillac North Star engine. You can actually see where it's soaked the ground back there. I gotta do some work on that. I'm actually gonna shorten up these hoses per a suggestion from one of my viewers to lower my switchover time between chemicals. I've got to do that. These trays pull out for easy access, but I don't really do that very often because I have side access to them. The only one being 3. Yeah, so I'm gonna get this hose ran out. Well, I'll get the shop vac ran out there and start vacuuming, see what I can do. And I might do like a little bit of a montage or something. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this yet. I want to keep some content up for people. I just don't have anything to do right now. So this is the operational side of the business. So give me some time to get this going. I also, last week I swapped phones. I went from an iPhone 15 Pro Max to a 17 Pro Max because I've been doing videos and everything else, and I needed more than the 512 gigs of storage it had, so I got a 1 terabyte. So I'm really curious to see how this looks with and sounds, especially since I'm using the internal audio. Sorry, like I said, I wasn't really thinking about this when I left the house because it was just like, get over here and get this damn drain unplugged so I can go home and have my Chinese and sit on the couch in front of the TV like my usual Friday night. So I'll get back to you. All right, so here's where we're at. The pit was completely full. All the way, I took 36 gallons of water off the floor here. I have vacuumed down. I'll show you a picture of what this looks like in the center. I got a big sand plug out of it, and I'm hoping that that is all goes in here and it's not all put back. But I'm also a realist, and I'm pretty certain that I'm screwed. So I'm gonna do a little bit of rinsing. I'm gonna dump the shop vac here. I'll start this up, do some rinsing, see what I can shake loose with the shop vac and the garden hose. I got the pressure washer out. I got the 100-foot water jet hose with one of the attachments. It seemed to work the best last time. We're just going to see what happens here. I've got the camera out of the way. But this is going to be one of those where there's not going to be a whole lot of talking. It's going to be mainly probably sped up so we'll see what's going on. Maybe you'll see some stuff explode. I'll get covered in dirt and sand, even more than I already have. But this is the fun side. By the way, that box. So these are the sand traps that sit in the bay. It sits, the water goes down the middle, everything runs in, the way that it comes over the drain, it was completely full to the top. We had somebody come in here and fill the bay from the same. It happens, we try to keep up with them once a week or so. But I'm gonna go ahead and get started on this. I'm gonna stop the video while I empty the shop vac and do my things here, and I will be back in a few. All right, here we go with this. I'm just trying to get what I can out of front right here. Put the water in with a vacuum, see what comes out. But it ain't looking pretty. Every time I'm doing this, I can hear sand coming through the hose. So I'm getting a little bit more shaken loose. Another 12 gallons. All right, I'll be back. All right, so I just took the hose off, the wand off, and ran the hose around the corner. I may have actually gotten something, let's see. There's a big bunch come out. No, we're not good. So, I am going to give this one more go. With the shop vac. By the way, this just smells amazing. It's it's like the best cologne ever. That was sarcasm. I'll show you what we're working with here. As you see down in that hole, it goes down and it curves around. So I'm gonna work to get the water jet snake down in there and then turn it on and see what happens. I'll be back after I get all that set up. All right, let's see what happens. I got the pressure washer running. I got this going. Let's see what we got. Almost done with this part. Okay. Let's see if it's going down. Let me get this out of here. It is. So So there's a trap. Let me see if I can, let me see what happens when I get with the regular hose. Quit spraying on me. It's not summer. Jesus Christ. Quit spraying me. All right. Fingers crossed. Note to self. Yep, we're clear. So, well, I hope I'm gonna let that flush for a couple minutes while I clean up my mess here. As you saw, oh, it's flushing here. Let me bring this hose over. So, what this is just a cheap Amazon purchase. 100-foot hose, kind of a different flexibility, and I've got a couple of these nozzles. And as I'm sure you saw when I was getting shot out there, it's got a straight forward pointing and a couple that face backwards that pull it through the hose, or pull it through the pipe as it's going, and it blasts the front. There are a couple of other ones. This one I found works the best with sand, which is my primary problem here. Given our coastal environment, boaters, you see the muck. I'm going to get the shop vac. Well, my shop vac's half full of sludge. I'm not going to make you watch me do all this, but I am going to clean up the muck that you see around here, so I'm not putting it right down the drain. Clean out the trap over there really well, and just kind of get this thing cleaned up in here. I think we're good to go for this. I'm going to check, make sure I don't have water coming up in the other bays. But there's a really good channel called Drain Addict. It's this plumber out of Australia, if you're into this kind of stuff. And he's just entertaining to watch, almost ASMR quality. But I actually learned a lot of my technique by watching him. And I by no means am a professional in this, but I'm also trying to save a $300-400 plumber bill whenever this happens. So as you see, this is one of those areas where the business it can be expensive, but if you're willing to try and you want to get your hands a little bit dirty, this isn't that bad. More annoying than anything else. So that's running good. I'm going to go check the other bays, turn the hose off. Actually, I'm not going to put my spigot on the hose to start doing some cleanup. And that's probably where we're going to end with this. Maybe circle back in the office here in a minute. I don't really know. I'm going to talk about this, but I just wanted to show you. This is one of the dirtier sides, and it's not pleasant, but it's actually not that awful. Granted, it's January 23rd, and we have a blizzard coming on the East Coast. So I wanted to get this ready before then, because this is also a very busy bay. It's one of my busiest. It's the farthest one to it's the closest one to the restaurant down at the end, and I don't know why it's the busiest. It's the furthest from everything. Short of being a straight shot in here, it's really easy access, but not my favorite. It's the one I never use if I'm washing my car. I always go to 4 or 5, but that's just not the extra room. I'm going to go ahead and get finished on cleaning this up because I want to go home and relax. But like I said, probably put this video together. I might try and get it out tonight. We'll see how we go. If anything big happens, I'll start the video back up. If not, I'll catch up with you in the office. Or if I don't end up doing that, when I get back home. Have a good night. Okay, I lied. I said I may or may not come back, and I did come back on. I'm lying a couple times here. So the thing I've discovered about the car wash is that it's sentient and it knows when I'm here. And I say that by, it's more that I notice things when I'm here. Like this. It isn't a big deal. Yeah, it's not that big of a deal. Checking the hydrominder for the desalt. For whatever reason, it was hung up a little low. I got a little bit of a leak with the desalt. I'm not sure if it's, you can kind of see it there. It's just right there. It's not that big of a deal, and it'll probably seal itself. I'm gonna have to do something about it, but I'm not gonna do it today, particularly before this blizzard. So something I didn't do, you'll notice when I put these in here, these pipes that come down, they come straight down, they connect, everything's hard plumbed. What is missing is one of these guys, a union. That way I can disconnect it easily. Boy, I'm missing unions all over the place in here. Man, I'll tell you what, I gotta do one for the cold water too, for the backup, but that's okay. I only need those if I have to take it apart for whatever reason. So when I finish with that bay, I got a customer in here right now, so might be a minute. He's in bay 2. Is he having problems? No. He's in 4. Oh, okay. No, but okay, yeah, he just turned on pre-soak. Poor guy was covered in salt. Said he was here yesterday and washed and got caught behind a salt truck today. Oops. I finished that bay. I needed to do a cash pull, and I realized I'm low on diesel for the heat for in here, given that we're about to have a cold snap. I'm gonna go and buy 30 gallons of diesel, and I had to pull cash from the bays. Now, I always said I'm not big on doing the whole cash count, whatever, but I'll show you kind of what's going on here. First off, when I'm doing this, I have protection on me whenever I'm working out there, working with large amounts of cash. I live in a very safe area. This is a very safe area, but still, I'll leave you to wonder what that is, but you can probably figure it out. That's up to you, how you want to handle that for wherever your wash may be. So I don't worry about that. Secondly, this room is alarmed, locked. The coin acceptor is alarmed and locked, so I don't worry about this. So what I'm showing you, I don't keep much cash on hand. I keep what I have in rotation here. So I'll show you what we got here. First off, I have this fancy old colander, which used to hang on the wall in my house. You'll see there's dirty money in here that needs to be laundered. Yes, I did say that. This is what comes out of one of my vacuum stanchions. There's a problem with the pipe, and it lets dirt get into it from inside the stanchion. I guess it's filled with dirt or something, so I have to wash that every time. What I have over here on top of these floor mats I'm getting ready to sell because no one's claimed them. This bucket was about half full of quarters. They go into the hopper inside the coin exchanger. I have a camera in there as well as its alarm tied into the building alarm. So if someone opens it and I'm not here, it goes off very quickly, and it's double Medeco locked. They're plug locks. So yeah, literally I am scooping quarters into the cash exchanger. This is where the cash comes in. There's nothing in here right now. I already took it out. There's the computer. I think I've showed this before, but just filling it up. This is just kind of the basic, like I've showed before, as you've seen, but some of the operational stuff that goes on, keeping it going. And I just keep quarters in rotation. I don't use tokens or anything. He's starting up a bay. So I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna wrap it here. Nobody needs to see me pump diesel. So have a good night, and I'm gonna try and get this up tonight as well.